Hi everyone, I'm Bailey from MyMathExperts, and I have a quick one for you today. This question is asking, how many real roots does the function given by this graph have? So you might be initially confused when you look at this, like where's the equation? I don't know how to figure this out without the equation. What does the word roots mean? I've never heard of that before. Is that like a square root? Is that like a cube root? What are you talking about? So really what this comes down to is defining this vocabulary. And I wanted to talk about this one because it can be very confusing. So I wanted to clear it up. So the word roots, when you're talking about quadratic equations, which are the ones that look like parabolas when you graph them, that actually means the same thing as x-intercepts. And also, there's a third vocab word that has the same meaning as this, which is the solution. So if you're ever asked, like, how many solutions are there to this system of equations, that's another way they could have asked this question, for example. They could have said, how many solutions does this graph have? That just means the same thing at the end of the day. It just means how many x-intercepts does this graph have? Real, the modifier real here, just means not imaginary, because it's possible that there are some imaginary roots or solutions to this, but imaginary roots don't show up on a graph. So they have to specify how many real roots does this thing have, because we only want to be looking at the stuff that is identifiable on the graph, right? There's no way for us to know if there are imaginary roots or not. We can only look at the graph to find real roots. And so we can see here that, let's take a look, our x-axis is right here. It doesn't look like our function crosses our x-axis at all. That's the definition of an x-intercept, right? Is where does your function cross the x-axis? Ours doesn't cross it at all. So that would mean we have 0 real roots. Here's an example of 1 with 1. If we had something maybe like this, where we only touch at one point, that would be an example of having 1 real root. If we had something like this, that would be an example of like 2 real roots. I don't think there's a way to get 4 real roots just having a parabola. We would have to have some sort of polynomial situation, like maybe this, in order to get 4 roots. Oh, that has 5. Oh no. Hold on. Pause. Maybe we do a little bit of bouncing action here, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would have to look something like this, something crazy, in order to have 4 real roots. So yeah, hopefully that vocab lesson is helpful. I think that this, honestly, when I learned this, when I was taking this class, it was like, oh my gosh, that makes everything so much easier. So hopefully that helped you in the same way it helped me. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.